The first trimester is definitely the hardest and can be so brutal. And most of the advice out there is pretty generic, but I've been through 4 pregnancies, so I want to give you the tangibles that truly got me through. The last one you probably haven't even heard of, but it was such a lifesaver. So whether this is your first or your 4th pregnancy, stick around till the end. Number 1, ginger everything. You may have heard about ginger before, but stick with me because like I said, I want to give you some really tangible tools here and how to use it in different ways you might not have thought of. Ginger is going to, of course, be for that morning sickness and nausea. And don't worry, I have some more tips for you with the morning sickness coming up that aren't just ginger. But here's some creative ways I used it. Plain ginger tea that you get in a box probably isn't strong enough, and that's why you think it doesn't work. So here's what you can do. You can get fresh ginger and slice them and put slices in the bottom of a cup every time you want to make a cup. I also have a dehydrator and just dehydrated and ground up my own fresh ginger, making a much stronger cup. If you go to a local health food store, you can also find a ton of different ginger products. I actually even found ginger chews and ginger candies when we had to take our kids on a road trip. So the first thing I would do when I found out I was pregnant is I would buy bags of those ginger chews. You can even grate ginger into smoothies. And one more idea for you is to blend up ginger and coconut water in a blender and then pour that through a cheesecloth or a metal strainer. And you can freeze that ginger coconut water into ice cubes and do anything you want with that, from smoothies to tea. The thing is you just need the real ginger and a functional dose. A functional dose should taste a bit spicy. Another hack for nausea is peppermint oil. You can get a diffuser to diffuse it into your house. You can also get essential oil rollers to do on your wrists and behind your ears. And I've even found a pen before where you could dab it onto your head. I really liked the pen the best because it was so easy to keep around. I didn't have to try to drop anything. It was ready, and it was so easy to hold up to my nose and smell when I was nauseous. So if you just plug one side of your nose and inhale and do that back and forth, inhaling that peppermint can really help with nausea, and it could also help with energy levels. If you do need to try to wake yourself back up a little bit, peppermint is also great for that fatigue. When I noticed a lot of that fatigue settling in and thigh pain that I talked about in my last video about early pregnancy symptoms, one of the things that I did to survive my first trimester was I asked my husband to hold me accountable to taking walks every day or getting on the floor and doing some stretching and some yoga. I wanted to make sure that I kept my body moving. This was for a couple of reasons. I knew I was going to feel too tired to do it, but I needed to stay healthy in general. I knew my thighs were hurting me and I wanted to keep everything moving and blood flowing, but I also knew that this was really important for hormone regulation. I get really bad prenatal anxiety and even some waves of depression while I'm pregnant. And so I knew that staying active was going to help keep my hormones regulated and my mental health a little bit more stable. So ask for some accountability when it comes to moving your body. Morning sickness is one thing, but what if you can't eat? Food aversions become very common in that first trimester. And every single one of my pregnancies, I had a different food aversion. For my 4th pregnancy, I couldn't drink coffee anymore. One morning, I made my coffee like normal, and my body wouldn't let me drink it. I kept trying to take a sip, and I would take this tiniest little sip and put it back down. And the tiniest little sip and put it back down. And I couldn't get myself to drink it. And I tried for several mornings and it was not working. So I had to find alternatives, which is my next tip, is to have lots of alternatives to your normal drinks and meals around. So if you're a coffee drinker, this might look like buying some green tea or coffee alternatives. I did both. I would drink cold green tea mixed with coconut water. And I also got an adaptogenic tonic as a coffee replacement from Rasa. I cannot recommend Rasa enough. It was actually started by a mother. And then if you're having food aversions, make sure there's lots of snacks around. That way, if you can't eat your meal, you have a protein shake, a granola bar, anything else you could quickly grab without having to prep. I wanted to make meal prepping super easy for you so you can find ginger recipes, smoothie recipes, even an incredible chocolate collagen bread and more free in the description below. And honestly, this is a good strategy for fatigue as well. If you feel like you can't cook a meal for yourself, you want to make sure you have a variety of healthy snacks around, because you never know when nausea, aversions, or extreme fatigue is going to hit. The third thing that helped me survive my first trimester through all of this sickness and aversion is finding good liquid prenatal. I remember my first pregnancy trying to swallow those nasty horse pills, and it's even a whole trend on TikTok of women trying to swallow their prenatal tablets and gagging. It's honestly sad, and I wish I could share this with every pregnant woman. It's gonna be easier for you to get down. It's gonna be gentler on your stomach. I used isotonics. It'll be in the description. It's a powder you put in water, and it tastes like a mango fruit cocktail. I loved the taste and never had a problem getting it down. What I really loved about it is it's fast absorbing. So if you're having trouble holding things down, this prenatal could be absorbed within 5 to 10 minutes before your body might try to throw it back up. When I had tablets, I remember going through, well, I'm not going to take my tablet now because I might throw up, so I'll take it later. And then I would finally start feeling better, and I wouldn't want to take the tablet because I just started feeling better and I don't want to make myself feel nasty. And then you just don't take the tablet. It's this vicious cycle. And so I am so grateful that I found that isotonics prenatal. If you are having trouble eating and holding things down, I cannot recommend it enough. The next thing that's going to help you survive the first trimester is to not fight the fatigue. It's really common to feel like, well, I just got pregnant. I don't have a big belly yet. I don't look pregnant. Other people can't see what's going on inside your body. And so we have this feeling like we need to keep showing up like we used to, and that we don't deserve to take a rest yet. But very early on in this first trimester, fatigue hits hard, even if you can't see it on the outside. Go to bed early. I started going to bed with my kids at about 8 o'clock. If you're able to, ditch the alarm clock, let your body sleep until it naturally wakes up, and try to schedule in naps as much as possible. Yes, schedule them in. Plan to get things done by a certain time so that you know you can take a rest. And if the urge to take a nap out of nowhere comes, just respect what your body is trying to communicate with you and don't have any guilt about it. Know that your body and your baby need that rest, and that you sleeping is you already being an incredible mother. This first trimester is all about survival and giving yourself a ton of grace. Pregnancy is never about perfection. It's doing the best we can with what we have and continually trying and seeking support. Don't forget, this first trimester will be over. You'll move into that second trimester where most women start to feel so much better, regain energy. So in my next video, I'm going to be sharing superfoods that you can eat during pregnancy that will help your baby's brain grow so they can become a smart, intelligent, brilliant baby. I'll see you there.